out Butcher. Butcher's slowing a little, I think. Here comes Lipscomb and Cook. Butcher's still the leader of this race. There's a long, long way from over. Terry Lipscomb and Gene Cook driving hard. Then we've got Neville Harbour now past Hendricks. Lilford and Hendricks having a battle out there. Here comes Butcher with Lipscomb and Cook looking for the way through. Harbour out. Harbour gone infield now. Down the back it's Butcher still fighting with Carl Jeffrey. Neville Harbour parked on the infield in the Cape Country. Full over got Butcher. Lipscomb is through now. Still holding down a second. There's a muffler on the track down there. Muffler on the track down there, and the red flag will come out. Red flag coming out. Watch that muffler, spectators, please. Carl Jeffrey still holding Butcher at bay. And we're going to have a fearsome restart coming up here. Fearsome restart coming up. Butcher the leader from Lipscomb. Cook. Neville Harbour parked on the infield. Fierce opening laps of the Australian Championship for 1984. Alan Butcher is the leader. Denise Butcher is out. Neville Harbour's parked on the infield, having the car checked there, but a fierce opening battle. Alan Butcher in the big Bullet, the Logan Units Bullet from Queensland, the 1981 champion, is looking good out there at the moment. Still driving brilliantly as he has all weekend is Terry Lipscomb, still leading the Tasmanian Challenge. Close behind him now, Gene Cook in the Grand Race Parts Bullet. And I think Neville Harbour has problems out there by the look of it in the Cape Country Flyer. The track going very hard. It'll suit some and not others. And it's obviously suiting Gene Cook, Terry Lipscomb and Alan Butcher. They're all going extremely quickly out there. What a tremendous challenge it's going to be. I don't know how many laps are down, but still a long way to go in this championship. It's been having a lot of trouble with Carl Jeffrey. And probably a little bit of a blessing in disguise, this stoppage for Alan Butcher, because Lipscomb and Cook were closing rapidly. Lipscomb and Cook both closing very, very rapidly. And he was having severe trouble getting past Carl Jeffrey. Carl was not letting him in easily. In fact, Carl, who got caught in the pack early, had got out into open track and was going very quick in the Mazda engine car and was not giving any ground. So now they'll have clear track for a few laps again, which is probably a little bit of a blessing. As they come round, Alan Butcher, Terry Lipscomb, Gene Cook, and Gene Cook has certainly come up. He's looking very, very mean in the Grand Parts Out TAA Bullet. From Sess Hendricks, the Cowboy Lilford. Both Hendricks and Lilford, though, starting to find the front three, moving away from them. Neville Harbour and Denise Butcher both out by the look of it. Cowboy Lilford, then we've got Steve Dale. And the Cowboy there just telling the official down there something amiss with the back of Sess's car, so that's good sportsmanship there really, because not looking for anything out, but they're getting set for the restart. They'll be taken away by the Mooner Auto Salvage presentation vehicle. We have Steve Dale next, the two West Australians close together, Steve Dale and Johnny Cardy, then Barry Gaunt from Queensland. And then we have Ian Marshall from Queensland, so we have a Queenslander leading, then two Tasmanian. Start will be, I'd say, a crucial restart of this very crucial part of the race. Looks like there's a bit of a swap round going on here. Yes, I thought John Cardy was heading Steve Dale. I think that'd be right, and there's one or two others moving up. Getting them reformed for this restart, a crucial restart to this 84 championship, the Toyota National Championship. He's made up a lot of ground. Gene Cook is the man that's certainly made up ground. Gene started from grid 5, he's now in third position, and to to pass 2 of the top 6 cars is, of course, quite a mean feat. Although there's only a few laps gone, so plenty of time yet to plug away at the tail of Terry Lipscomb and Alan Butcher. As they come round, Alan Butcher, Terry Lipscomb, Gene Cook. And we have a couple of the cars that were being passed. There, that's Peter Aylett and Jeff Philpott. Next is Sess Hendricks in the lineup of leading contenders. Then we have Cowboy Lilford, then John Carter, then Steve Dale, Barry Gaunt, Ian Marshall, Ian Thomas, all Queenslanders, Chaz Kelly, Carl Jeffrey, Gary Cook, Russell Fleming, Janet Francis and Godfrey Gale in that order as they go round. A couple of the slower cars there up towards the front are mixed in there in passing positions, but the cars no doubt to watch are still about the first 7 or 8 cars. They go again. They're getting dry and dusty out there as they head out on the back. This time the track will get quite skaty. Who will handle it the best? Alan Butcher and Gene Cook with the men with the experience out there as they come towards us. It's Alan Butcher still showing the way. Terry Lipscomb from Cook, and we go back to Hendricks, and we've got Cardy, Dale, Philpott, Barry Gaunt in there. Still Alan Butcher shows the way. Alan Butcher in the big number 83 showing the way, not getting away that quickly this time. Terry Lipscomb, Gene Cook. Then we've got Sess Hendricks, Cowboy Lilford, John Carty's gone infield down here. Shower of dust there, spreading it back into the field. They won't be able to see where they're going out there. Fierce racing. Right ahead of him. But the traffic is going to be frightening in the last few laps of this race. Gene Cook looking for the way through. Protest flag going out to Cardy. We've got the leader boxed in out there at the moment. Philpott and Cook waiting to pounce out there at the moment. This is going to be tremendous stuff in amongst the traffic. They're tucked in, and Hendricks, look at the number 99 car looking for the way underneath over there. Terry Lipscomb looking for the way underneath. Butcher the leader, Lipscomb. Lipscomb looking for the inside, running on Butcher. Tremendous racing out there. Still Philpott. Yet Philpott's not going to move over in a hurry either, and it's Butcher, Lipscomb, Cook and Hendricks making up ground too. Says Hendricks making up ground, Butcher the leader. Then we go back to Terry Lipscomb, the sensation of the meeting, having a go at Butcher again out there. Now Butcher goes to the inside. Lipscomb to the outside, Lipscomb to the inside. Lipscomb to the inside, Cook through it, here's Hendricks on the scene too. This is going to be an absolutely incredible finish. I'd say the harder track, says Hendricks has set the car for the harder track, and he's going to be going very quick towards the end of this race. Butcher the leader. Butcher, a rear tyre on Butcher's looks to be a little flat to me as well, I don't know. It might be imagination. Cook and Hendricks round the outside. Cook high on the track. Lipscomb holding second. And don't discount Hendricks out there. Butcher getting very loose out there at the moment from Lipscomb, Cook and Hendricks. No doubt the Tasmanians have set the cars for the harder track, and Terry Lipscomb throwing out the challenge. Cook high and then Hendricks. This is going to be an absolutely incredible run to the flag. They're going to catch traffic again in a minute. Here they come. 3 Tasmanians versus the Queenslander. The rest of them, I think you can say, are effectively out of this. Steve Dale making up a lot of ground. The West Australian has got round Lilford. He's making up a lot of ground out there. Butcher, the pressure off Butcher just a little bit at the moment. He's catching traffic again though. Alan Butcher's open just a couple of car lengths lead now over Lipscomb and Gene Cook, and Hendricks has dropped back. Hendricks has dropped back just a little bit again. Steve Dale, the West Australian, making up a lot of ground further back in the field. Now we've got Lipscomb and Cook closing on Butcher once again. It's going to be an incredible finish, this. Butcher moves to the outside. Cook waiting for the chance to come through, and Hendricks arriving on the scene again. Wall of cars out there ahead. Butcher slips through Gary Cook as he goes through the turn, but looking very loose out there at the moment. Alan Butcher, but Alan Butcher's got the lead, and that's what it's all about. Cook is up in a second. Cook has moved into second. I think we could see a big challenge come here any moment from Gene Cook, the asphalt champion. Cook is up into second, now challenging Alan Butcher as they meet traffic again down the back. It's Cook, Lipscomb, then Hendricks, and Steve Dale. Don't ride off Steve Dale, the Western Australian in the yellow car. Butcher trapped, and here comes Cook round the outside. The big challenge from Cook round the outside. Butcher's gone to the inside. Lipscomb's come back into it. Lipscomb's back on the tail of Butcher as Cook got caught high on the track and's back to third. And Steve Dale ever making up ground to West Australia. He's made up a huge amount of ground, Steve Dale. They come again. Still Butcher the leader from Terry Lipscomb back. Gene Cook and Hendricks now having a go at Cook as they go down the back. And watch this West Australian, Steve Dale, made up a tremendous amount of ground. He's going to become a real threat towards the later part of this race. Oh, there's a stoppage there. Jan Francis spins. Jan Francis spins in front of Steve Dale, and the red flag will come out again. And what pressure's going to be on at this restart. And Steve Dale, the Western Australian, he has made up, I'd say, quarter of a lap on the leaders in the last 10 laps. Watch this fellow. As this track is getting harder and harder, he's going quicker and quicker. It's been a fluke what Terry's done the last 2 nights. He's still in there. He's still second. And what a performance from this fella from Hobart. He's certainly come of age as a Grand National driver. Oh. Here they go, and watch Steve Dale, the West Australian. He's having a go at the ball on the outside. He's got a ton of courage. Gary Cook's gone over there. He balked Hendricks badly, and Steve Dale's up to 4th. Watch this fellow from WA. Just watch this fellow. Alan Butcher, Terry Lipscomb, Cook, Dale, Hendricks, Cardy, Lilford. The rest of them are not in the hunt. Down the back, and it's Alan Butcher, Terry Lipscomb. Dale's gone over there. Hendricks takes it back from him. They come again. Alan Butcher still leading from Terry Lipscomb, from Gene Cook, Hendricks, Steve Dale, John Cardy and Cowboy Lilford. There's no doubt about it. They are the top contenders. The rest of them are not in the hunt out there. Butcher the leader, and he's opened up a gap again. Hendricks now trying to pick up Lipscomb and Cook. Butcher the leader. Butcher the leader. Janet Francis going slowly around the fence. As Kelly also making up ground, but a long way off the lead at this stage as Butcher comes towards us again, maintaining good running. Alan Butcher the leader. Alan Butcher, Terry Lipscomb, then Gene Cook, Hendricks, John Cardy now got past Steve Dale. So Steve Dale coming under pressure, and he's coming under pressure from the Cowboy. The Cowboy's gone over there. Lilford parks it on the infield. Coming back into the race, but he's lost all chance from there now, I'd say. Still Alan Butcher showing the way. The traffic banking up. There's going to be an absolute wall of cars in front of Butcher in another 2 or 3 laps. Still Butcher leading though. He's done it brilliantly. He's got through the traffic brilliantly. Still Terry Lipscomb a great second from Gene Cook and Sass Hendricks. Then we go back to John Cardy, Steve Dale, the 2 West Aussies together. Then a long gap to Barry Gaunt, Cowboy Lilford, Ian Marshall, Chaz Kelly. Butcher goes by, still Lipscomb and Cook chasing from the national champ Hendricks, still defending. Still fierce racing out there. Alan Butcher starting to get amongst the traffic again. I think if Lipscomb and Cook are going to have any chance at all, this is going to be where they have to make their move. Butcher though threading his way through the traffic well. Gary Cook moves over nicely. Alan Butcher still the leader from Terry Lipscomb and Gene Cook. Butcher slips through underneath Jeff Philpott, knows it his way underneath. Terry Lipscomb now coming under pressure from Gene Cook, and we'll go back to Sass Hendricks. Then we've got Steve Dale again. John Cardy has gone on the infield. He's boiled a blow on a motor. Lipscomb and Cook. Cook up to second. Cook up to second. Gene Cook I think Terry Lipscomb has got problems. The motor going off song. It's crackling badly out there, and Terry Lipscomb's slowing. So this great challenge from Terry Lipscomb's coming to an end. And it's Cook now the man making the move. He's out after Butcher. Yes, Terry Lipscomb going right off song out there at the moment. Cook is the man chasing out there now. Lipscomb's third, but Hendricks running him down. Oh! And Hendricks there. Lipscomb came right across in front of Hendricks there. Hendricks is now back into third place. 10 laps to travel, 10 laps to travel in the Nationals. 10 laps to travel. Gene Cook in for Shooter Butcher out there. Slow traffic ahead, Cook making up ground rapidly. Then back to Hendricks and again Steve Dale getting on the pace. This race is not over yet. Cook closing on Butcher. The closest he's been all race, I think, out there. Down the back, Butcher looking for the way through, Cook looking for the way through. Peter Arnold in front of them, Cook throwing out the challenge. Where will they go in traffic out there? Butcher to the outside. Cook goes round the outside of Ireland. With less than 10 laps to travel, about 8 laps to travel in the Nationals. Hendricks is third, then Lipscomb, then Dale. Still Butcher the leader with Cook rapidly making up ground on Alan Butcher again. There's not going to be anything in this at the finish. Hendricks is third, Lipscomb fourth. Well, Alan Butcher and the two Bullet cars in front now, the Bullet chassis. And it's still Alan Butcher from Gene Cook, from Seth Hendricks. Terry Lipscomb coming under pressure from Steve Dale, with the motor sounding decidedly off song there of Terry Lipscomb. Alan Butcher still leading as they come out all the straightaway. Big Al Butcher the leader in the national title. 5 laps to travel. 5 laps to travel in the Toyota Nationals. Gene Cook's going to do it. He's going to have to do it quickly. Butcher the leader. Butcher's led from the drop of the flag. Al Butcher. 4 laps to travel in the Nationals. Cook still fighting there. Still desperate. They're in traffic again. Cook coming at Butcher. As they come, Butcher under pressure from Cook. Cook to the inside as they go through. Cook and Butcher. Oh, what a finish this is going to be under traffic here. Cook's throwing out the challenge to Butcher. Hendricks is making up ground. 3 laps to travel in the Nationals. 3 laps to travel as Cook throws out the challenge down the back. Got it out wide though this time. They're in traffic again. Who will make the move there? Butcher and Cook. Hendricks rapidly making up ground.
Go to the outside.
Still down there, boxed in out there. Who'll make the move? Butcher or Cook? Cook got it very wide over there. Hendricks is making up incredible amount of ground out there. Hendricks coming with a big charge. Butcher the leader. Cook getting very loose out there. Tyres going off. 2 laps to travel in the national title. And watch out for Hendricks. Hendricks making up an incredible amount of ground out there. Butcher still boxed in and watch Hendricks. Cook's gone. Cook's gone to the outside. And Cook's the leader. Cook, no. Butcher's gone off the track. Oh, what will happen there on the last lap? Still Cook and Hendricks. Hendricks on the inside. Down the back, Cook comes back through and oh, a big and Cook into the wall. Cook into the wall. Oh. In the Nationals, and what will be the appeal? There's a lap to go. There's a lap to go, and Alan Butcher went right off the track. What will be the decision there? Alan Butcher was a couple of car widths inside the track, and I'd say that they'll have to give, it's going to be a real finish this. Almost finished it. Gene's out of the car, getting a tremendous reception. He's limping a bit over there, but all is okay, I think, with Gene. There'll be a restart. They'll go back a lap. But what will be the decision? I'd say if there's not a protest on a title, it'll be this one, because what racing? Hendricks restarting under protest in this restart. Says Hendricks under protest. I don't know what happened to the other one, but anyway, I'll say no more. Coming round, 2 laps to travel. Down goes the green and racing. 2 laps to travel. Alan Butcher the leader from Seth Hendricks. Butcher the leader from Hendricks. We've got Russell Fleming in there, but I think it'll be Barry Gaunt, then Ian Marshall, then Graham Lilford. All sorts of troubles down the back. 1 lap to travel in the National Championship. 1 lap to travel. Hendricks to the inside, Butcher to the outside as they go down the back. And a big spin out there as Russell Fleming gets dispensed to the infield. Alan Butcher will come round. Alan Butcher will come round and greet the checkered flag in the 1984 Nationals. Alan Butcher takes it. Alan Butcher takes it from Sess Hendricks in unofficial second, and I think Barry Gaunt third. I'm not really sure, folks. So certainly don't quote me on any of that. But no doubt about Alan Butcher going over the line first. Sess Hendricks over the line second, and anybody's guess for third. And say thank goodness for the video age. Dearie me. Oh, I'm astounded by some of that. Barry Gaunt, the Queenslander third, so the Queensland boys have done well. And I think we can probably forgive Alan for his little bit of excursion on the infield. The 80-81 champion Alan Butcher taking it out, and I know tremendously popular competitor with Tasmanian followers. I reckon Denise would be wrapped out there. She was promoter here at Bridgewater International, David Daniels, for the presentation of trophies in the 1984 Toyota Nationals. Standing right alongside him, the very happy man himself, Alan Butcher. Over to you, David.
Thanks very much, Jeff. Well, it gives me great pleasure this afternoon to welcome to the winner's circles Alan Butcher, a personal friend of mine. And if you can recall, Jeffrey, amongst the promoters' tip, I did tip Alan Butcher, but we'll get back to that later. Firstly, we'd like to welcome Mr. Bill Carrick, Managing Director of Cooperative Motors and agents for Toyota, our national sponsors for the 1984 Championship. We welcome you, Mr. Carrick, and thank you and your company for making this the official best ever national championships, and that's come from the official people from the Australian Saloon Car Federations. Thank your company. Alan, we'd like to congratulate you firstly on behalf of the Bridgewater Speedway Drivers Association for coming over all this way. I know you've been here many times before, but congratulations, Alan.
It's nice to present it to a Queensland. I've got many friends up there. It's worthwhile coming all this way, and I congratulate the promoters. I'm putting up such an excellent, well, it's turned out to be 2.5 days, isn't it? And there's nothing like a bonus at the end. But congratulations and all the best for the future.
Beautiful. Magnificent, mate. Thank you. Look up there, TV camera turn up.
Good. I'd like to thank Bill very much for this beautiful trophy, and I know without the sponsorship that we get in Speedway, and particularly with your company, this national title, Speedway wouldn't be the same. I'm just sorry that the managing director of Logan Units, my sponsor, was here for the 2 nights, and he had to fly home. So unfortunately, we'll have to watch it on video. And I'd like also to thank Logan Units for sponsoring both Denise's car and mine, and thank you very much again, Toyota.
Thanks very much, Butch. Well, just before you go, we'll get your official sash here, and a kiss from our lovely lady from Kim Hewitt Promotions.
I should have had my...
Goes to our own Tasmanian, Sess Hendricks. Sess, congratulations, mate. I know the crowd's with you. Unfortunately, we have a bit of a dispute on our hands. It looked like it might be a clean race with only 1 or 2 laps to go. We've got a bit of a dispute there, but provisionally you are classified as second place getter. We congratulate you, and I'll now ask Mr. Bill Carrick to present you with your trophy.
Well done, Sess. Great. Well done, Sess. It's always got to be number 2.
Thanks very much, Bill. I'd just like to thank Toyota for putting all this sponsorship into this race. Hearty congratulations to Alan Butcher. Well deserved. He led it from start to finish, and he was never headed. He thoroughly deserved it. I'd like to thank all my sponsors on my car and all the crew for the effort they've put in the cars during the week. Thanks very much.
From Queensland, Barry, congratulations on behalf of the Bridgewater Speedway Drivers Association and Toyota.
Good.
I'd just like to thank Toyota for this weekend. It's good to see some real good heavy sponsorship coming out, especially for an Australian title. Congratulations, Alan Butcher. It's about time he won it again. And Sess Hendricks. And as Butcher says, well, sorry it couldn't have been faster, but that was the way the track was. Thanks to everybody.
Thanks.
Alan Butcher, he caught them all awares there. Alan snuck up on him a bit. But anyway, certainly a very fitting champion, a great champion. And I understand hopefully we'll be seeing Alan back here at Bridgewater in a few weeks' time. And he's certainly a great champion, a very, very professional man the way he goes about his racing, and certainly I think Sess is declared runner-up there. Would certainly be pleased that he's handed over the title to a professional like Alan Butcher. I think I made the comment before the start that you had two very similar fellows there, and wouldn't be a lot of butterflies with either of them going into that championship. Alan, the extremely seasoned campaigner and the real professional, and Sess Hendricks, also a pretty cool customer that goes out there to race regardless of what the big race is. And well, great to see a driver like Barry Gaunt's come a long way to race here this weekend. He plugged away through that championship, and Barry ended up with a third in the Nationals, so that's a very creditable performance by Barry Gaunt. In the Toyota Nationals for 1984, came along again today. Again, we thank you very much. Just a reminder to you, if you're heading out the road, don't forget to get in the right lane for Hobart, please, as they can only thread you out down on the highway. Big hand for them folks along the back. Great to see you all staying here, too many of you, to give the place getters the reception that they certainly deserve after a brilliant weekend's racing. Don't forget, when you're going down that exit road, please, out to the highway, if you're going to Hobart, right lane, please, put your indicators on to indicate where you're heading. It'll help the boys from the police department no end to get you out of the complex here safely and surely, and please drive home safely. We want to see you back at Bridgewater here in a fortnight's time, Saturday in a fortnight's time, for the running of the 1984 Bridgewater Grand National, and a large number of interstaters will be here, I understand, for that meeting. Big hand for them, and a great champion, and certainly a great presentation of a meeting, and that tremendous support from Toyota this weekend.
So you're back here for the Tasmanian Grand National in a fortnight's time at the Bridgewater Complex.